Welcome to Iconic Origins. This is Harsk's story. Harsk is Pathfinder's iconic ranger. He has appeared in art across every edition of the game, and features throughout Pathfinder's comics and fictions, and features as a playable character in the upcoming Abomination Vaults ARPG. Known for being reserved, methodical, and unflinchingly practical, Harsk represents the ranger as a watchful protector and a relentless hunter. As a young dwarf, Harsk spent nearly every spare moment outdoors beneath the wide skies of southeastern Varissia. He was raised in a small dwarven settlement in the foothills of the Mindspin Mountains, not far from the great sky citadel of Yanderhof. Unlike the dwarves of the Great Citadel, though, Harsk did not grow up in deep halls of stone and steel. His community lived closer to the surface, where vigilance against giants, orcs, and other threats was a constant necessity. So from an early age, Harsk learned to read tracks in dirt and snow, move quietly through broken terrain, and spot danger long before it struck. Harsk had an older brother named Sigur, who was everything dwarven tradition admired, a respected warrior, a leader, and a protector of their people. When a band of hill giants began raiding settlements along the Mindspin foothills, Sigur assembled a warband to hunt them down. He invited Harsk to serve as his scout, recognizing his younger brother's keen eyes and steady judgment, but Harsk hesitated, fearing the appointment would appear to be a kind of nepotism to his fellow clansmen. It was only after Sigur's party had already departed that Harsk had a change of heart, and by the time he had begun to follow after them, it was already too late. Sigur's warband had been lured into an ambush and slaughtered by the giants. Harsk arrived to find the aftermath, broken bodies, crushed armor, and his brother dead among them. Grief turned quickly to rage. Alone, Harsk tracked the giants to their camp, and under cover of darkness began his vengeance. One by one he killed them from the shadows, striking with ruthless patience until none were left alive. When it was done, he took up Sigur's axe as a keepsake, a reminder of both his loss and his purpose. That night would define the rest of Harsk's life. He did not abandon the dwarven ways, but neither did he retreat into them. Instead, he chose the path of the ranger, dedicating himself to hunting the threats that stalk wild places and protecting those who cannot protect themselves. He refined his skills as a scout and a marksman, favoring the crossbow for its reliability and lethal precision. Where others sought glory in battle, Harsk learned that preparation, positioning, and patience saved more lives than bravado ever could. Over time, Harsk became a professional sellsword, lending his skills to caravans, explorers, and adventuring companies operating in dangerous territories. As a mercenary, he spoke little but wasted nothing, especially effort or emotion. Companions quickly learned that when Harsk offered advice, it was based on careful observation rather than guesswork. Harsk has always avoided excess, preferring strong tea to alcohol, and he keeps his gear immaculately maintained, treating negligence as another form of danger. Today, Harsk ranges across Galarion's wild frontiers, ever watchful for signs of looming threats. He is not driven by vengeance anymore, but by a quiet sense of responsibility, born from hard lessons learned too late. With crossbow ready and eyes scanning the horizon, Harsk stands as a silent bulwark against the dangers beyond civilization's edge, determined that never again should he arrive too late, as he once did long ago. Iconic Origins Lem. Lem is Pathfinder's iconic bard, and one of the most memorable faces among the Pathfinder iconics, thanks to his irrepressible optimism and sharp humor, even in the most dangerous and oppressive situations. As a bard, he exemplifies performance, courage, and the power of laughter in the face of cruelty. Lem was born a halfling in the devil-haunted empire of Cheliax, a nation where hell's infernal influence and cruel traditions are woven into everyday life. From the moment of his birth, he knew hardship. His mother was indentured into one of Cheliax's noble families, and Lem himself was sold a half-dozen times before the age of 2. In Cheliax, halflings, often called slips by human lords and ladies, are viewed as convenient servants, prized because they take up less space, and by nature tend towards a lighter, carefree outlook that ironically dulls ambitions of escape. Growing up in this environment exposed Lem to the darker side of noble excess and casual cruelty, but it also taught him a crucial skill. He learned early how to say things that his masters wanted to hear, and how to use his charm and wit to make his life, and the lives of his fellow halflings, marginally easier. He was taught to play the flute and incorporated performance into his daily work, entertaining at gatherings and making the best of grim circumstances. Despite these coping mechanisms, Lem was never blind to suffering. When he discovered that a group of his kin were to be sacrificed in a ritual to a devil, part of some noble's deal to secure a lucrative trade pact, he resolved to act. Using his greater mobility around the manor, he discreetly set fires in remote corners to create a distraction and then ensured that all the halflings in the servant quarters were safe. In the ensuing blaze, the manor burned quickly. Yet, in a bitter irony, the halflings themselves rushed back in to try to save the structure, bemoaning the loss of their shelter, even as the flames consumed it. Distraught by this unexpected turn, Lem slipped away himself into the night, leaving Cheliax behind, and determined never to return to its brutal social order. He left the devil-shadowed nation by stowing away on a merchant vessel, and from that day forward he rarely spoke of his childhood. The experience left him with a deep disdain for cruelty and arbitrary authority, and a heartfelt intolerance for oppression in all its forms. Lem's response to these scars was not to harden his heart, but to embrace life with smiles, stories, and performance, always quick to lift others' spirits and pull laughter from the bleakest moments. Now a wandering bard, Lem throws himself into every adventure with infectious energy. He uses his music and magical performances to bolster his allies, to mock tyranny and injustice, and to find joy wherever it can be found. His reasons for adventuring vary with his mood. Some days he seeks nothing more than good company and a merry tale to spin. On other days he's driven by ideals shaped long ago, in a cruel land he once called home. Through it all, his optimism and sense of humor have become his most potent weapons, and the core of who he has become.